Hello, this is Cleo Malman with my presentation on Genesee Lake School, the case coordinator presentation. Genesee Lake School is a residential and day school programming facility who have an individualized person-centered team approach with specialized programming for children, adolescents, and young adults with developmental disorders, mental health disorders, neurological disorders, emotional disturbances, autism spectrum disorder, mood and anxiety disturbances, and complex trauma. So we'll be looking at the case coordinator roles at Genesee Lake School. Some of their main attributes of their position are they are an advocate for the student. They maintain student individualized treatment plans, communicating with school districts, social workers, and parents to form and maintain student progress in our programs. They also work in correlation with the therapist, program staff, and supervisors, educational department, and health services to ensure student and is progressing through our program. They also participate in the admission progress. Some of the policies related to the case coordinator are the admission procedure. Here you will be the new family's contact for all concerns. It's important that they are prepared and available at the admission day and time that was set by the admissions coordinator. Then you will go over all the forms and consents with the parents or guardians and obtain signatures. Take time with the families and answer any questions they have and accompany them to the program area in which their child will be residing. Also, weekly follow-ups via phone or email with the families or guardians for the first month, then thereafter, at least on a monthly basis. This is an important part that the case coordinator must take their time with and be very thorough with these parents or guardians. A lot of times, this moment is very stressful, and some parents may be at the end of their rope where this is their last resort for their child. It is important to be compassionate and patient with the parents and guardians and just take your time with them. Make sure you have all your paperwork already set up and organized when they come in, and get all consents signed. So the program area and educational department already have consents from the parents. The individual treatment planning procedure. This is to be conducted initially, which is within 7 days of admission, quarterly, and semi. The ITP meetings are to establish new goals, modify current goals, and to track progress. Send out this updated ITP to parents and guardians. A lot of times, parents and guardians do not attend these meetings even though they are invited. We have a lot of out-of-town, out-of-state clients, which makes it hard for them to be fully involved. We do provide phone conference capabilities for whoever is interested. Remain in communication with the education department, speech and occupational therapy on the student's progress in those areas. These departments of Genesee Lake School are also invited to the ITP meetings. Depending on their schedule, they may or may not be able to attend. So it is important to communicate with them, share their current ITP, so everybody is aware on the student's goals and what their treatment plan is. All ITPs must be sent to the Director of Programming for review before it is uploaded to our internal software called SharePoint. So because of the type of population we serve, mostly children and some young adults, age 6 through 21 years of age, we do need to be very careful on their privacy, HIPAA regulations, and therefore we use an internal software called SharePoint, which only can be accessed from the company's computers and laptops. Communication concerning the students should involve all members of the trifecta, which include therapy, program, and the case coordinator. Program is where the children or young adults live on our campus. Therapy is speech, occupational, or psychological. We have our own therapist with Genesee Lake School. And of course, yourself, the case coordinator. Communication with the parents and guardians is best to be done through email, then followed up with a letter. If no response and consent needs to be given, follow up with a phone call. If contact cannot be attained, seek advice from the program director for guidance. A lot of times, parents are not at the best at communicating. These children do have mental illnesses or other trauma in their lives. Therefore, some parents also struggle with those themselves. So they are also troubled and may not be the best at communicating. So be patient. Follow up with a phone call or a second email. And if you need consent, please follow up with the director. This is why it's important to make sure all consents are signed on day of admission to avoid these delays in the child or young adult's programming. Student medical, vision, and dental insurance. In order for the student to be successful in our programming, all students must have valid medical, vision, and dental insurance. This is so we can tend to behavior management issues, wellness, eye care, and dental care. All aspects of the student need to be considered for success, and the health and well-being is a vital part of that success. For instance, if the child is sick or has a cavity, has an abscess, can't see well, we do take the responsibility of taking the children to the doctors. So we do need to have the valid medical, vision, and dental insurance available. If valid medical, vision, dental insurance are not maintained, the client may no longer be able to reside at Genesee Lake School. Pickup and drop off and other types of visits. All home visits need to be arranged through the case coordinator with days and time of pickup and drop off. Staff will bring your child to the main foyer after you check in with the front desk. This can be inconvenient to parents, and some parents want to go on the programming area to see the child's bedroom or where they do their day programming. However, this is understandable because of HIPAA and the fact that these are children. We cannot allow parents on the program area. We also have a lot of various behaviors that we deal with on a daily basis, which may be unsafe for the general public to be observing or on the same unit as that child. Our staff are trained specifically to deal with these behavior problems, and we do not want anybody's safety at risk. Also, as a common courtesy, please call the main number if you will be running late or arriving early. We do encourage all parents to give us a call so we can be prepared to receive the child back or meet them in the foyer, pack certain medications the child may need, have the right staffing to child ratio on the unit as well. For day visits and on-campus visits, they will be conducted and scheduled in the same manner. For on-campus visits, please let the case coordinator know what activities you would like to do with your child so an appropriate space can be reserved for you. Emergency policies. Genesee Lake School has in place many policies and procedures to aid in the response of an emergency. In the event of an emergency, communication will be sent out to all affected parties. This communication will include what the emergency is and what the steps we are taking and how it will affect you or your student. Some of these emergencies include, but are not limited to, fire, flooding, as we are surrounded by 2 lakes, elopement, a pandemic, and weather-related emergencies. All references were taken from Genesee Lake School and my own experience, as this is my current employer. Some approaches the approach I would take with parents and guardians and would be in a professional yet comforting manner. And explain what the facts are and the reasonings behind the policy. I do believe that if they know why these policies they might be able to understand them a little bit better. I also feel some of the policies, although we do have a lot of policies, I did not cover every single one of them in this PowerPoint. I do feel some, they are a bit tight, but meaningful and appropriate. We do service a vulnerable population, so I feel that is necessary. The policy that I have felt we needed improvement in is actually, ironically, in case of a pandemic procedure. We service, again, vulnerable population. A lot of them are medically vulnerable due to their disorders and medications they take. We have about 300 clients, and the same goes for staff. So we do hold many, many people. If a pandemic enters our facility, it will spread rapidly, and many clients will not fare well. The positive in this time we are facing currently is that my company was unfortunately forced into taking a look at their pandemic procedure and revising it, adapting it, making it more hearty and meaningful. I am happy with what they have done thus far. Again, this is a changing situation, and this policy might need to be adapted in the near future. But as of now, we allow no more outside visitors, social workers, school districts. All off-campus group homes are not to go to the center for school. They are doing schooling at the group homes. And classes are scheduled so there are small groups and not all the students in the hallways and classrooms at the same time. Those are all very good steps. Some parents are upset that they cannot visit their children, but we are explaining to them this is just for their best safety and well-being in mind.